What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Daily Sean. For those of you who haven't been here before, my name is Sean. I do a daily video on something related to nursing. No rhyme or reason. Probably not going to change. See one, do one, teach one. We all know it oh so well. For those of my nursing students who are just starting this journey, you're going to learn quickly the SODOTO acronym. See one, do one, teach one. It's a method of acquiring and mastering any particular skill, concept, or responsibility. Up until recently, I thought it was exclusive to good old-fashioned nursing and all things about nursing, and I was oh so wrong. It is a concept and a way of learning and a way of thinking that goes across the spectrum of many different specialties in the healthcare system alone. Learned recently, or should I say it dawned on me recently, that surgeons in training see one, do one, teach one. Those physicians in training in a subspecialty see one, do one, teach one. Same concept. Observe it, practice it, experience it. It's when you experience it is when it truly sets into your permanent memory. And without going into the boring gobbledygoo of how your brain actually acquires, synthesizes, and stores the information, think of it this way. You observe something, it's in your short-term memory, and it's gone, forget it. You do one, your hand-eyes coordinated, you start to have a tactile sensation to it. You may remember it for a short amount of time, but if enough time passes, you're going to forget it. Teach one is when you actually experience it, when you link it to an actual experience that you remember. That's why when we do see one, do one, teach one, and you as a nurse remember a specific patient scenario on this particular skill or concept, it becomes permanent memory. So, for all my nursing students out there of all ages, of all levels, whatever your concept is, skill that you're learning, figure out how to teach it to somebody else. Teach it to another classmate. Teach it to another nurse. And if you really want to challenge yourself, teach it to someone who has absolutely nothing to do with the concept, who has nothing to do with nursing. Teach it to a non-healthcare person, because then you're forced to relate it on a different level. You have to actually create a scenario that is applicable to a stranger. That is when it becomes permanent. I have always experienced this firsthand when I'm precepting a student of any level, whether it be a nurse practitioner student or a new nurse practitioner or a student nurse, doesn't matter. Anytime I teach a skill or teach a concept, I know it, or I feel better about the concept when I can relate it and relay it to someone and they understand it. Your education level and your mastery of the skill will ultimately be tested when you can teach it to someone else. So, when you have something that is super important to remember, something that you're being tested on, or something that scares you, there's a concept, skill, or application that scares you, force yourself to teach it to somebody else. I used to be deathly afraid of ventilators, and now I can teach ventilator management to another nurse practitioner in a very comfortable manner. Am I an expert in any way? Absolutely not. But I have a level of confidence and a level of comfort with it because I forced myself to teach it to someone else. Tip for the day: see one, do one, teach one. Teach it to someone, therefore you master the skill. What do you got to say? How do you use the SODOTO acronym in your practice? How do you use that acronym with your students as a student? What have been your experiences? Can't wait to hear from you. Leave your comment down below. You know your comments are my caffeine. Share this with somebody. And as always, check your own pulse first.